By the time this video ends, you're going to have a working course business set up on System.io. Not the beginnings of one, not a half-finished dashboard you'll come back to later. A course page with your content in it, a checkout that can take real payments, and an automated welcome email that goes out the moment somebody buys. I'm going to build the whole thing from scratch while you watch. You can follow along on your own account. And if you haven't got one yet, the link to create a free account is in the description. No credit card needed. We're going to do this in 4 stages. Set up your account and get your bearings. Build your course. Create your sales page and checkout. And connect your welcome email. Each stage builds on the last. By the end, it all works together as one complete system. Now, one thing before we start, this video is about building the structure, the platform, the pages, the automation. It's not about what goes inside your course. I'm going to use placeholder content so you can see exactly how everything connects. You fill it with your own material. Right, let's build something. If you're starting from scratch, go to the link in the description and create your free account. You'll need an email address and a password. That's it. No payment details on the free plan. Once you've registered, you'll get a confirmation email. Click the link in it and you're in. This is your dashboard. I want to spend just a moment here so nothing looks unfamiliar when we start building. This is what it looks like when you start, just an empty page with top menus. At the top, you've got your main navigation. Funnels, which is under sites. This is where your sales page and checkout pages live. Courses under assets here. This is where your actual course content lives. Emails, your list, email campaigns, everyone who's ever opted in or bought from you, and settings, which is under your account image here. That's all you need to know. Everything we're building today lives in those sections. Let's begin with the course itself. Click on Assets in the top menu and then click on Courses. Then click. You'll see here there's no courses at the moment, so we're going to add a new course. So click on Add a New Course. You'll be asked for a course name, so I'm going to give it the name of my first course. So add a brief name to identify your course to the end of the URL as well. I'm just going to put first here. And then you need to choose the appearance of it. So I'll just choose this first theme here and choose Save. And there we are. You've done it. Your course now exists. Now we need to give it some structure. Click on the course name. A course in System.io is organized into modules, and each module contains lessons. Think of modules as chapters and lessons of the individual videos or pieces of content within each chapter. Let's click to add a module here. And it asks us for a module name. So I'm going to call this one Getting Started. Now, click Save, and there's our module. So now we need to add a lesson. So click on Add Lecture. We need to give the lecture a name. I'm going to call it Lesson 1. You'll see there's an option for delay. I'm going to leave this at 0. The delay is the number of days after the previous lesson that you will give access to somebody. So you can drip feed, but we're not going to do that for now. We need to select a template. I'm going to click this bottom one with the video section in it and choose Save. And we now have our first lesson. Let's click on the lesson. The content options in here are fairly straightforward. You can embed a video, you can add text, you can upload a file, or you can add any of these things on the left hand side, like a FAQ section or a countdown or a table of contents. For video content, System.io doesn't host the video file itself. You embed it from YouTube or Vimeo. This is actually sensible. Video files are large, and hosting them on a dedicated video platform means better playback quality and faster loading for your students. I'll show you how you do that. On here, you just click on the video section, click direct link, and here you would paste your URL. So this is one of my videos, and you'll see instantly it appears here, and it will be, when I save it, it would be ready to play in the lesson. And go back to the list of lessons. If you're using YouTube, actually in YouTube you need to set the video to unlisted, not private, which won't embed, and not public, which would appear in YouTube search before you're ready. So unlisted means it's accessible via the embed, but via the link, but not discoverable on YouTube itself. So here you'd add your lesson title, How Did I Become a Millionaire, or whatever you want it to be. Add your video as I've shown you. Amend the text, add any blocks you like by dragging them over. So if I want another content box here, I can just put it above that one, like that, and then I can edit this as I wish. Okay. I'm going to take that out. And go back. Now repeat that process for each lesson in this module, then add more modules as needed. I've gone ahead and added a few modules and lessons so you can see what a populated course structure looks like. Each module's listed here. I've just called them Getting Started Module 2 and Module 3, but of course you'd probably give them better names to describe your course content. Students work through them in order unless you set specific drip rules, meaning you can release content over time rather than all at once if that suits your course design. If we go to Settings, here, this is the course settings. I can put my name in here. Change your language if you like. Put a course description. In here. And then you'll see the URL is here. The theme, you can change the theme if you want to change the color. Let's leave it as the default theme for now. This path here, the URL path, which you can copy by clicking here. You'll see it's copied to the clipboard. This is the link that your students will use to get access to your course. Here you can add your photo. Here you can add your logo. And here you can add a cover page. So let me just do that. There we go, my first course. And that's the cover that your students will see in their dashboard. So make it something that looks clean and professional. Your course is built. Now we need to save it, and we need a way for people to buy it. So now we're going to need to go to Sales Funnels under the Sites in the top menu. And you'll see at the moment we don't have a funnel, so we need to click Create. We need to give a funnel a name. I'm going to call it Course Sales Funnel. We need to choose what it's for. It's to sell a product or service. Choose your currency at the bottom. I'm going to choose the US dollars and choose Save. System.io automatically creates a two-step funnel for you. We click on the here. You'll see it creates an order form, which is the checkout, and a thank you page. First, we need to connect the order form to a digital product. Our course we just created. I'll choose this simple template at the bottom. So let's choose this one here. Choose a digital product. You need to select here, My First Course. You'll see you can, resources and price plans. For the moment, we'll just leave that as it is and choose Save. Next, we'll click on Edit Page. So this is building your order page. You can build it from scratch, but I highly recommend using one of the templates as a starting point. So choose from that list before, choose the one that suits you best, suits your brand. And when you get here, this is your drag and drop editor. If you used any website builder before, this will feel familiar. If you haven't, don't worry, it's very straightforward. Once you've selected a template, all the sections are already in place. Your job is to replace the placeholder text and images with your own. Click on any element to edit it. The headline at the top is the most important. It needs to tell your potential student exactly what they're going to get and why it matters to them. Be specific. How to launch your first online course in 30 days is better than online course creation. I'm going to set this as your first course in 30 days. Work your way down the page. Subheadline, a brief description of what's included, key benefits, not features, the benefits, not 6 modules of video content, but by the end of module 3 you'll have your course structure mapped out and your first lesson recorded. Let's add a content box. Drag it under the headline. Call it what you get. Okay, so click on there, change here to what you get. We can add a text section to tell them what they'll achieve and how it will change their business or life, for example. That will go in there, and then we just change this text, which is lorem ipsum at the moment, to tell them what the benefits are, what they're going to get out of taking your course. Your buy button's already in the template. Make sure the button text is action oriented. Get instant access or join the course rather than just buy. Let's change the buy button text to get instant access now. There we go, simple as that. I'm not going to spend too long on the order page content itself. That's a video in its own right. For now, get the structure in place and the placeholder text. You can refine the copy later. The important thing today is that everything connects and works. Let's save and then exit that. And then we'll go to the thank you page. Now, just a quick note on payment processing. System.io works with Stripe and PayPal. You'll need to connect at least one of these to take real payments. I'd recommend Stripe. It's clean, reliable, and the setup is straightforward. Go to Settings under your image at the top right, under your account. Choose Settings, and then choose Payment Gateways. You connect your Stripe account here. If you don't have one, it's free to do, and it takes you about 10 minutes. Now, in the order form settings, we need to set a price for the course that we're selling, and we need to add that course to our sales as a product. So you'll see down the bottom here, this section, we've got digital product or physical product, in this case digital product, and then we've got resources and pricing plans. Now we need to work from the bottom up here. The first thing you need to do is add a pricing plan. So click on this plus on the right hand side, and it'll let you choose what type of pricing plan. So you can choose one-time payment or subscription or payment plan. We're just going to choose one-time payment. And then if we look in our list of pricing plans, which yours will be the same at the moment, there aren't any. So you click on did not find the right price plan, create a new one. So we'll click on that and we'll call it My First Course, which you wouldn't call it that. And you can copy that, have it called that. That's what will show on your dashboard. And then you put a description in here. So I'm just going to put description of course and plan. Okay, it's a one-time payment. We're going to set it at $99 US, and we're going to say that's exclusive. No, we're going to say it's inclusive of tax. You can do it whatever way you want, and then choose save. So we now have a pricing plan. We then need to go up to the next thing is resources. This is what we're going to sell. So click on the plus next to resources and select a resource. First, we can choose courses, course bundles, etc. We're going to choose courses, and we're going to choose a course. And this is the course we created, My First Course. And then course access type, we're going to say full access. So give them access to all the content straight away. And we have other options here, which we're going to leave as is. Okay, and then we'll go to digital product name and we'll leave it called My First Course. And we'll save that. Okay, so we now have a product and a price ready to sell. Okay, so that connection is now made. When someone pays, they get access, and it's simple. It's all done automatically. Your funnel works. The thank you page is the next step. System.io creates a default one. Just choose a template and customize it. Thank them genuinely. Tell them what happens next and give them a link to access your course. So I'm just going to choose this one and edit the page, and you would change some of this text, change your details down here, save and exit, and that would be your thank you page set up. Your funnel works. Now let's make sure your student hears from you the moment they buy. Navigate to emails and then choose campaigns. Now, before you can create a campaign, you need to set up your sending email address and verify your domain. You do that under settings up here and click on emails in the left hand side. You need to authenticate your domain that you're using, that you're sending your emails from. And also you need to add your email address that you're sending from in here. Now, I can't do these at the moment because this is a demo account and it conflicts with my main account, but you can do it in your new account. Right, we'll create a campaign, click on the plus create, and we'll give it a name, and we'll give it a name of My First Course Campaign. Select a sender, so I'm going to put my email address and just call it First Course Campaign Emails and save it. Okay, now we'll go into it and then we'll click Create, which will create a campaign step. The email editor is straightforward, subject line at the top, then your email body below. So let's give it a subject line. So your subject line for a welcome email should be warm and specific. Something like, you're in, here's how to get started. So simple. So let's just say you're in for now. And we can choose the visual editor or the classic editor. So I'm just going to choose the classic, which is plain text, and choose save. So the body of this email should do three things. It should welcome them properly, not with corporate language, but warmly, as if you're genuinely pleased that they've joined up. Tell them exactly where to go to access the course with a clear link and set an expectation. Let them know what they're going to get out of the experience and that you're there if they've got any questions. Keep it short. This isn't a place for everything that you want to say. It's an orientation email. One job, get them into the course feeling good about their purchase. You can write that content, but this is where you put it. We're not going to do that. We're going to save draft. Then we're going to go back to your sales funnel under sites and back into our course sales funnel. Click on order page and at the top choose automation rules. Then click add rule. Now we need to set up a trigger. So click on the plus button next to the trigger and we're going to say when there is a new sale, click on new sale of course sales funnel. Now click the action button. Here you can tell System.io what to do after someone completes a purchase. Select subscribe to campaign, the top one, and then choose your campaign. And save the rule. That's the connection made. Someone buys your course, they're enrolled into the course content, they receive your welcome email automatically. You don't need to do anything manually. Let's take stock of what you've just put together. You have a course with your content structured into modules and lessons. You've got a sales funnel with a page that tells people why your course is worth their time and money. You've got a checkout that processes payments automatically. You have a thank you page that sends new students in the right direction, and you have a welcome email that fires the moment somebody buys without you needing to do anything. This is a complete functioning course business infrastructure built on the free plan in under 30 minutes. Now, I want to be honest with you about what comes next because I don't want to leave you with unrealistic expectations. Having the infrastructure doesn't mean you'll make sales immediately. The platform's the easy part. Getting the right people in front of your sales page, that's the work. And that's what I'll be covering in future videos. So here's the thing. You cannot market a course that doesn't exist yet. You cannot drive traffic to a page that isn't built. The infrastructure has to come first. You've just done the thing that most people spend weeks putting off. That matters. If you haven't set up your System.io account yet, the free link is in the description for this video. No credit card, no time limit. Build it today while everything in this video is still fresh. If you followed along and hit a snag at any point, something didn't work the way I showed you, or you're not sure about a step, drop it in the comments. I'll answer, and it's likely someone else has the same question. Next week, I'm going back to comparisons, this time looking at Teachable versus System.io. Teachable is one of the most well-known platforms for course creators, but there's a detail about how their pricing works that most people don't notice until it starts costing them money. I'll show you exactly what to look for. Subscribe if you don't want to miss it. And if this walkthrough is useful, if it got you further along than you were before you press play, that's exactly what this channel is here for. I'll see you next week.